Country. House of Representatives called for state of emergency over incessant ritual killings in the country. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency urges all tertiary institutions to make drug integrity tests as institutional policy. And on the foreign scene, Libya lawmakers set to name a new prime minister amid signs of power struggle.
This is Freedom Global News.
Good evening, you listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 9th of February 2021. And now the news in full. The Minister of State for Petroleum, Timi Silva, has announced that there will be a major investigation to unravel the cause of the unsafe quantity of methanol in petrol imported into the country. He disclosed this today during a media briefing after the Federal Executive Council meeting in the State House. Although the minister refused to disclose the identities of the companies involved, he said they will be made known after the investigations are concluded. Speaking concerning Nigerians whose cars were damaged after buying the fuel, the minister said the situation will be put into consideration. The federal government on Tuesday announced that it has identified and subsequently dealt with what may have caused panic buying of petrol in some parts of Lagos and Abuja. Meanwhile, the federal government, through the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, said today that at least 6 vessels ordered by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited had arrived in the country. The Chief Executive Officer, NMDPRA, Farouk Ahmed, said the vessels came in with 300 million litres of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, meant to close the gap created by the contaminated petrol withdrawn from depots and filling stations. The regulator had on Tuesday said the limited quantity of the petrol with methanol quantities above Nigerian specification was discovered in the supply chain. Ahmed, ahead of a meeting with industry stakeholders in Lagos today, said the regulator had been able to work with the technical team that included the Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, the NNPC, and the Depot and Petroleum Product Marketers Association of Nigeria to address the issue. According to him, the country currently has petrol volume in store that can last for 20 days. The House of Representatives have called for the declaration of a national emergency on ritual killings across the country. This formed part of the resolutions reached by the lawmakers on a motion of urgent public importance entitled "Need to Curb the Rising Trend of Ritual Killings in Nigeria." The minority leader of the House, Tobi Okichukwu, moved the motion during today's plenary at the lower chamber of the National Assembly in Abuja. The motion comes amid the incessant killing of innocent Nigerians for ritual purposes, with one of the latest being the murder of Sofiat Okowo in Ogun State. Worried about the trend, the lawmakers called on the National Orientation Agency, as well as parents, heads of schools, religious leaders, and the media to undertake a campaign to change the negative narrative bedeviling the society. They resolved to call on the executive director of the National Film and Video Censors Board to rise to the mandate of the agency as the clearinghouse for all movies produced in the country. While moving the motion, Okichukwu called the attention of the House to recent incidents of ritual killings, which he said have assumed an alarming rate. The Red Cross Society, according to him, reported it received 10,480 reports of missing persons in Nigeria in 2017, and 3 teenage suspects of a 20-year-old were accused of killing Sofiat. Another sporting arena, Nigeria and Ghana will face off in a pitched battle at the MKO Abiola National Stadium in Abuja on Sunday, 27th March, in the final leg of FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 playoffs. The Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, confirmed the date of the reverse leg to the Confederation of African Football, CAF, and is waiting for the Ghana Football Association to confirm if the first leg in the Cape Coast Stadium will be on Wednesday, 23rd March, or Thursday, 24th March. Correspondent Sunusi's Shaibu Musa has details of this and other sports updates.
The final leg encounter will be 59th clash at senior level between both African giants and will also be the first game involving the Super Eagles at the country's premium sporting arena since the Eagles defeat Sudan's Falcons 3-1 in an African Cup of Nations qualifying match on 15th October 2014. Nigeria reached the playoff round after topping a qualifying pool that included Cape Verde, Liberia, and Central African Republic, while Ghana emerged from the section that had South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Ethiopia. Meanwhile, Portuguese tactician Jose Facero said he snapped the deal to become the coach of the Super Eagles cause of disagreement regarding contractual clauses and financial matters. Following the sacking of Ghana's role as Super Eagles coach, Facero was announced as the German tactician's replacement. He was to take charge of the team after the just concluded 2021 African Cup of Nations in Cameroon, which saw Augustin Egabon lead the Super Eagles on interim basis. However, on February 7, the Nigerian Football Federation retained Egabon as an interim technical advisor, while former Nigerian World Cup star and former under-20 boys head coach Emmanuel Amunike was appointed as a chief coach and immediate assistant to Egabon. In another update, Alexandre Lacazette has officially been installed as Arsenal captain after donning the Ghana's captaincy armband multiple times in the fast following former player Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang being stripped of the captaincy. Mikel Arteta has refused the idea following Aubameyang's move to Barcelona and has finally decided to make Lacazette the captain. However, the Frenchman is set to leave the Emirates Stadium this summer when his contract expires, while Lyon are keen on resigning him and bringing him back to the French League this summer. And on tennis, former US Open champion Juan Martin Del Potro made a losing return to the court after 2.5 years out with injury. The Argentine was beaten 6-1, 6-3 by compatriot Federico Del Bonis at the Argentina Open. Del Potro, 33, was in tears toward the end of the match and had to be consoled by Del Bonis following the defeat. Sinusi Shaibu Musa, Freedom Radio.
The global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com.
Musa, me kake nema a cikin kitchen?
Masoyiyata, ina son cokali in sha magani.
Masoyina, ka ɗauki comics kawai, ka yaga, sha, ka samu sauki.
Haka ne fa, ku yi amfani da comics ma duk kai tari. Comics yana da dextromethorphan da guaifenesin. Kawai ku yaga ku sha, ku samu sauki yana kulele in ka sha. Aha, na samu sauki yanzu. Ina son comics. Comics, Company Orange Drugs Limited da ke yin kasuwanci da dilancinta. Maganin zai iya saka kasala. In alamar tarin bata tsaya ba bayan kwana 3, ka ga likitanka. Comics yana kulele.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency today asked all tertiary institutions in Nigeria to make drug integrity tests an institutional policy for both new and returning students as part of efforts to fight the menace of drug abuse among Nigerian youths. The agency also called for a partnership with the university communities that would ensure the setting up of outposts and campuses to further strengthen the authorities in fighting the scourge. Mowa made the request at the University of Abuja while launching the Drug-Free University campaign. He said part of the measures to reduce drug use in the university is the proposed introduction of the drug integrity test for both new and returning students. The drug integrity test is anticipated to metamorphose into an anti-drug policy for all higher institutions of learning in Nigeria. A non-governmental organization, ActionAid, has urged youth in the country to help in selecting the right people with the right people that will move the nation forward in the forthcoming election. The country director, Action Aids, Mrs. Ene Obi, stated this at the roundtable meeting by the organisation with the aim to invigorate youth and women in order to participate in the forthcoming election in 2023. The director noted that good leaders play a vital role in nation building.
Also to look at, the participation of all influencers. That's why the traditional rulers and also, other stakeholders, the political parties are here, that we all must look at Nigeria first. In a situation where you have participation of women not even up to 10%, it's something that, it changes the course of decision. He who wears the shoe.
She also urged the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to redouble its efforts in conducting free and fair elections during the 2023 general election.
INEC needs to respect what they have in terms of following the guideline, following the timeline. But the changing is the bill. If they don't assent to the bill, it will affect INEC guideline. They should be able to respect themselves from the civil society situation. We hold them accountable. And that's why at least they are open enough to tell us what they are doing. But the beavers are working, but the politicians are playing with our lives. Because
on his part, the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Amina Ado Barrow, who was represented by Fagatin Kano, Alhaji Habibu Bello Nkadi, said engaging the youth and women in politics will aid in promoting democracy.
Few of them, we have a minimal number of women that occupy elective or political offices nationwide. Despite the fact that we are many in terms of population, so still there is need for an improvement. Next time, let us get at least women vice president.
Correspondent Aisha Muhammad Edliman reports that the participants were from different parts of the country. For tomorrow's weather forecast in some cities in Nigeria and parts of Niger Republic, here's the report.
Kano tomorrow morning will experience sunny sky at an average temperature of 19 degrees Celsius and later increase to 30 degrees Celsius. Kaduna will have same weather condition at 18 degrees Celsius and later rise to 32 degrees Celsius. Katsina is expected to have sunny and light wind at 18 degrees Celsius and later change to moderate breeze at an average temperature of 31 degrees Celsius. Lagos is expected to have light wind at an average temperature of 17 degrees Celsius and later change to sunny intervals at 30 degrees Celsius. Abuja will experience same weather condition at an average temperature of 18 degrees Celsius and later rise to 30 degrees Celsius. Moving to Niger Republic, Maradi tomorrow morning will experience gentle at an average temperature of 18 degrees Celsius and later increase to 29 degrees Celsius. Zinder is expected to have same weather condition at 19 degrees Celsius and later rise to 30 degrees Celsius. Aisha Muhammad Eleman, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign scene, Libya's parliament is set to name a new prime minister to head the transitional government tomorrow, Thursday, raising concerns over the possibility of a new power struggle. The effort to place interim Prime Minister Abdul Hamid Dbeibah comes after the date for Libya's first presidential election, scheduled for December 24th last year, came and went during his watch. Lawmakers argue that the mandate of Dbeibah's government ended when the presidential election was supposed to happen on December 24th, and he refused to leave. The postponement dealt a major blow to international efforts to end a decade of chaos in the oil-rich Mediterranean nation. The presidential vote was postponed over disputes between rival factions on laws governing the elections and controversial hopefuls. The House of Representatives is scheduled to convene tomorrow, Thursday, to name either former Interior Minister Fatih Bashaga or Minister Councillor Khalid Al-Baibas as the new Prime Minister. Bashaga and Al-Baibas appeared in a parliamentary session on Monday in the eastern city of Tobruk to present their plans and submit their bids to replace Dbeibah. And with this, we've come to the end of today's Global News. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful evening.
Stay tuned to 99.3